Texan Global School. Plane geometry. Square. The square is a regular polygon. It is characterized by being a type of parallelogram with four sides of the same length. Each of its sides is denoted by the letter L. One of the characteristics of the square is that its four internal angles are equal. Also, each one is a right angle. This is, that each of its angles measures 90 degrees. Another important feature of the square is that it has four vertices. They can be seen in each corner of the square. We can see that each vertex is a point where the sides intersect. We can also see that the square has two diagonals. Each diagonal goes from vertex to vertex and passes through a point called the center, denoted by the letter O. There are two important geometric elements in the figures, the perimeter and the area. The perimeter of a square is obtained by adding the length of its four sides. The formula shows that we can simply add each side. In this way, we will obtain the length of the contour of the square. Another way to calculate the perimeter of the square is to multiply the value of one of its sides 4 times. This formula applies since the square has all four equal sides. For instance, given a square with side L equal 3 meters, what is its perimeter? Using the first formula, we can see that we would add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Or we just multiply 4 by 3. In both cases, we obtain that the perimeter of this square is 12 meters. It is very important to put the requested units of measure in the problem. On the other hand, the area of a square is obtained by multiplying 2 of the sides. That is, we take the length of one of its sides and multiply it by the length of another of its sides, thus obtaining the surface of the square. Another way to get the area is to square one of the sides. For instance, given a square with a side equal to 4 feet, what is its area? Using the first formula, we multiply 4 by 4. Or we simply take the value of one of its sides, which is 4, and square it. Either way, we get that the area of this square is 16 square feet. Again, we emphasize the importance of the units of measurement requested in the problem. A chessboard is an example of an application of the square, which is made up of 64 equal squares. Another application is shown using Google Maps to identify a quadrangular terrain, obtain its perimeter to build a fence, and calculate the area to know its surface. In a house, a family, you want to place a square window of 2 on each side. They called in a specialist to analyze the installation site. What is the perimeter or frame and area of the window glass? Using then the formula for the perimeter of a square, we can see that we would add the sides of the window 4 times. As to multiply 4 by the value on its side. In both cases, we obtain that the perimeter of this square is 8 meters. On the other hand, using the formula for the area of a square, we multiply side by side, or we just square its side. In both ways, we obtain that the area of this square is 4 square meters. All rights reserved to Texan Global School, LLC. www.texanglobalschool.com